many people are in financial trap is number one is as a result of bad advice. You see, bad advice. Bad advice, if someone get a job. Welcome to Money Talks. Today I'm discussing how to escape financial trap. Many people, especially employees, are trapped financially. And maybe you're watching me today and you know that you are working very hard and money is coming as it were, but you don't have control over the money that is coming. Why? Because you find yourself in a financial trap that is almost like impossible to escape. Some of the most depressed people in the world today, right now, are employees, especially those who are earning big money. You will have thought that they are supposed to be the most happy people. But that's not the case. As a matter of fact, some people who don't have money, who don't have jobs, who don't have money, who are not even educated that much, are some of the happiest people in the world. It's unthinkable. But that's the fact. So why are the employees, especially those who have big employment, why are they the most unhappy people? Because most of them are in financial trap that they don't know how to escape. So today I'm discussing, and why is that even possible? The reason why many of you or many people are in financial trap is number one is as a result of bad advice. You see, bad advice. Bad advice, if someone get a job and he or she is advised and says, see, now that you have a job, buy a house. The bank tell you, for this kind of income that you get, you qualify to buy a house, you qualify to buy a car. So we can give you a house loan, we can give you a car loan, and then you go, of course, now you buy certain kind of houses and certain kind of cars. What has happened? You've buried your income. So you find, someone who is earning, for example, South African rand, let's say 30,000 and above, $30,000 and above, because of bad advice. Let's say 15,000 of this 30,000. 15,000 rand of this $30,000 rent goes to pay mortgage. And then another, let's say 8,000 goes to paying for the car loan. So if you add these two together, how much does he have left? If you add 15 plus 8, you're looking at rents 0.0005. 23,000 of the 30,000 is paying for just house and car. And I said bad advice because they were told that the house is an investment, that they live in is an investment. So 23,000 goes to house and car. What do they have left? 7,000. That's of course if 30,000 is your net income, which of course it's not always the case. There's a tax to be paid and so on. But assuming 30,000 is the net income, so you have 7,000 rands left. Now think about the house you live in. You have to pay utilities, water, electricity from this 7,000. This car that you bought for $8,000, you have to fuel from this 7,000. Maybe the fuel is about 2,000 per month. Water, electricity, utilities about maybe 1.5. That's 3.5. Sorry, 3.5. 3,500 rands in a month. What do you have left? 3,500 rands. From these 3,500 rands, you must buy clothes, you must feed that assuming you are even single, you buy clothes, you feed, emergency. You see, you have nothing. And many people, for example, maybe this example I'm making now is somebody's exact experience. So you eat 3.5, that's where you are going to try to say, I'll say something, or from this 3.5, how do you want to live like that? So this is why many people are depressed, because when the end of the month comes, the money hit your account is 30,000. Within 2 days, the house goes, the car goes, utilities are paid. You have nothing left. You are trapped. You're trapped. And of course, when I say 8 hours for the car, probably, okay, assuming your insurance is included. But this is the trap. What happens if you have a child? They need to go to school. They need to eat. They need to clothe. See, this is not wealth. And this happens because of bad advice. You should go to our video and look for, I think there's a video I titled, Using Money to Buy Financial Freedom. You should watch it if you haven't. Right? If you watch it. Number 2 reasons why many are in financial trap is bad decision. Of course, which goes with bad advice. Bad decisions. Somebody say, well, now that you're working, you need to build a house in your village. So you decide to go carry the money you are making as a young person to go bury it in your village. Why? Because you must also have a house in the village, pending the time you come to the village. Bad decision. So that's why I'm telling you the truth. I've had personal experiences, and you can find out so many people are only happy maybe for like a week, a few days to the end of the month, and a few days after the end of the month. The rest of the month is depression. So many things they can't afford. So many things. But I'm discussing how to escape. First, I have to tell you how we got ourselves into that place. Number 3 reason, apart from bad decision, is bad habits. Maybe yours is not even, you are not, you didn't buy that much house or that much car, but you have a bad habit. You drink a lot, you smoke a lot, you party a lot. I used to have a neighbor years ago, living in this estate, that partied every Friday. Every weekend, they must have a party. The point I was not talking to my wife and like, what exactly are these guys celebrating? Saturday morning like this, the place is full of bottles of alcohol and all kind of, partying that's a bad habit. Money burning habits. And some of these people also, to sponsor this habit, they take loans from cash loans from everywhere to sponsor bad habit, and they have to pay back this loans with interest. Another reason why people are trapped is competitive mindsets. Competitive mindsets. Think, for example, I give you an example. Personally, as a personal policy, I do not drive a car, or I don't like to drive a car that I cannot afford 3 or 4 times. I don't like to buy a car or drive a car that I cannot buy 2 or 3 more if I have to. Now, if you say, okay, I like I like the car you drive, and I want to drive the same car, you don't have my mindset, my thinking. You see, so when you see me driving a car, I have money to buy 2 or 3 more of that same car. But you don't have that kind of supplies or resources. And you say, okay, no, I like the car he's driving. I'm going to drive. So you take all your income and go. Like, for example, when I see an employee, I see an employee driving latest Range Rover, which is, latest Range Rover, and they have to pay or driving some of these cars, and their monthly income, monthly payment on that car is around rands, let's say about 30,000 rands. Maybe because the guy, is earning 70,000 or more per month, and is paying 30,000 rands to buy a car because he must look the parts. That's just, you are not wise. I actually would not even advise an employee to buy a Range Rover. You know why? When you want to buy a Range Rover as an employee, you must have enough money to buy it cash. If it's not going to be cash, don't buy it. You can afford it. But again, I'm just advising, wrong competitive mindsets. They drive to be better than somebody. You see, or you want to look like someone. You want to, like I gave an example earlier on. If we both park the same car, it doesn't mean that we are the same, because the feeling that I may have driving that car may not be the same feeling you have. Because I personally would not buy any car on accounts. I did this some times ago, but I'll never do it again. I only drive what I can afford, cash, and afford comfortably. Because I found out what you drive, what you wear, where you live are not the true reflection of how wealthy you are. But if you have a competitive mindset, you're going to put yourself in financial quagmire. You'll be trapped. And once you are trapped financially, you're going to be depressed. See, there are many people who are driving a car on the road and they are always praying nobody must crash this car, because when the car is crashed, even to fix it, they don't have the money. So, but I have insurance. Insurance will not pay all the money. You have to pay part of the insurance. I mean, part of the money to fix the car. Why drive a car that puts you under pressure? If one tire is having problem, your heart skip. Somebody once said, and I think it's very nice. It's very nice. He said, I would rather drive a cheap car, and not worry about fuel price, than driving a big car and always having a heart, only having my heart skip when they say the price have gone up. You choose what you want to. Now you're driving this car, the car is 5 point something liter. And to actually drive this car for a week or for a month, you need to have like 5,000 rands just to fuel the car alone. Just to fuel the car alone. And now you are complaining, fuel is expensive. It looks since, I don't know about you, but since I've been born, prices of things have never gone down. It always go up. So things are not going to get cheaper. They're going to get more expensive. Why will you put yourself under such pressure when you feel like fuel is expensive? Things are not expensive. Who cares? Who cares? It's going to continue to be expensive. So what do? Plan your life in a way that no matter what happens, you are not a victim of it. There are cars that are 1.5, you're driving 5.7 liter car. You should not complain about fuel, because this car belongs to people who are wealthy. So for you to choose this car, you have told us that you are wealthy, so don't bother about fuel price. Because in the same city where you are, there are cars that are 1.4 liter. Very well, and they drive very well also. So make a choice. The competitive mindset is a trap, financial trap. My personal deliverance comes from the day where I was no longer impressed by what I use. That's when I became financially free. I don't care by, there are people that I mentor that drive bigger car than I do. It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. Why? Because at my level now, I am more concerned about things that last. See, things that last, things that is transgenerational than I am about fleeting things that I use and and it's gone. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not cheap at all. I'm not cheap at all. But whatever I use it comfortably. So competitive mindset is one of the reasons. So if you want to get out of this trap, now assuming number one, you already have taken a bad advice and made bad decision and you are not trapped, the next thing to do is, like somebody said, usually car payment takes shorter period, right? Take shorter period to pay. Once you manage to pay off this car, don't buy another car. Drive it for as long as possible so that you can use that money. For example, one thing you can do is, if you're paying 8,000 rents and you're able to pay for 5 years or so, depending on your term, at the end of 5 years, don't go and buy another car. Take this $8,000 and push it into an investment. $8,000 invested in, let's say, for 5 years, it's going to be roundabout, because it's 96,000 per year. Yeah, 8,000 times 12 is 96,000 per year. Times 5, you're looking at something close to $500,000 rand. See, if you do it another 5 years, close to $500,000 rand, you can, from this 8,000, actually become wealthy financially. See, so if you want to change the car, sell the one you have, add little money to it, buy the next car cash. And if you do that, you'll be on your way out of financial trap. And if yours is, the bulk of your money goes to your house, I've given my advice before, one of the video. What I would do, I'll sell the house. That's what I would do. Because to get out of financial trap, think about it. Instead of paying 15,000 rands, so, and the funny part is that maybe you still have 20 years to pay, 20 years to go, or you have 15 more years to go. Instead of me paying 15,000 rand for the next 15 or 20 years, what I would do is I'll sell the house. Go back to renting. I've told you before, going back to renting, you are going to likely have a house to rent for 7,000 rands. You have 8,000 more from this money. That 8,000 rands, if you save that, if you invest that 8,000 rand, let's say at 7% or even at 10%, for the time you should have been paying off this house, you can do the math yourself, right? Let's say you're investing 8,000. It's let's say 7% return on investment. Do the mathematics. 8,000 every month times 15 years that you have to pay off the house. Do the maths while you rent your house. You'll be amazed. In 15 years, you'll be a multi-millionaire. But guess what? If you don't listen to my advice, you can pay this. You can do your maths. Do your maths. Let's say you pay 15,000 rands every month for 20 years. Do the math, see how much you've paid, and then do the maths. If you were to save this 8 times 12, which is per year, times 15 at 7% interest on investment in 15 years, you do the math and see how much money you have in cash. At that time, you can buy a land, build the house of your dream, and still have $1 million or more in your account. Exchange. That's how to come out of financial trap. If you've made bad decision or you follow bad advice, stop, quit. Sell it. Whatever you get on the house is fine. Go back to renting. If you get 50,000 out of it from all you have paid, fine. Put it in an investment. Rent till 15 more years. You build wealth, sustainable wealth. That's how to come out. How to come out. And of course, you can get another job, a bigger, higher paying job. But the best way is the money you're already having, if you want to be wealthy, is to exercise serious control on it. That's how people build wealth. All right. Talk to you in the next video. Thank you.